I'm really of two opinions here. On the one hand, Erdogan, the president of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, had inflicted a self-inflicting wound, shot himself in the foot by conducting an irresponsible internal domestic policy and at the same time provoking the United States by refusing to release a preacher, an American preacher that the Turks have arrested and are pinning with responsibility somehow to the failed coup of 2015. At the same time, I think that Mr. Trump is not interested or should not be interested in the rise of global financial instability, because that can trigger a downturn worldwide and in the American economy as well. So maybe a calming statement, including in the trade war with China, would be in order right now, just not to create some kind of a
Ariel,
chain reaction. Yes.
Ariel, you have to acknowledge, and Jim Paulson said this in the last hour, that it is the policy of the administration to create instability and economic pain in many countries. And my attitude towards this is you don't go looking for global trouble, because global trouble is going to find you. Now, I don't see this necessarily being I like this idea that it's endemic to Turkey and not systemic to the globe just yet. But I just think the attitude of the administration is one that you certainly know as an investor, they're not there to have your back to stabilize things.
Well, they're saying that what the administration is saying is they're there to promote American Rust Belt industry, heavy industries, and compete with countries like China, Turkey, and other sort of 20th century heavy industry producers. How wise this policy is remains to be seen. It probably plays very well in Peoria, and we're in the election season. But I will say one thing. If China really goes bust, if the Chinese growth stalls, it will be not in American interest if the world...
I started this conversation about Trump. So here we are talking about Trump, and that is my fault. However, I would say to you, and after listening to all of this, whose problems are Turkey's right now? Who created them? Turkey did, right? Whose problems are China's right now? Who created China's problems? China did. And by
the way, one thing I want to mention, in preparation for this broadcast, I looked up the rates of trade between Turkey and the EU. If Turkey really starts to impose sanctions on imports from the United States, or imports from the EU, retaliates to what's being done, the EU global output is going down by 0.1% or something like that. So this is really inconsequential in the large scheme of things. But strategically, geopolitically, if we're losing Turkey, and we were in the process of losing Turkey now for years, if we're losing Turkey to Russia, to China, this is a huge, huge downfall, would be a downfall of the Trump administration.
Right.